What is up, Eastern Oregon? This is Dodzy, and this is your sports show for Thursday, May 12th, 2022. This is all brought to you by Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. East end of Adams. You can't miss it. It's the old Wendell's Corner. Anything you need done for your car, go see JB and the boys. Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto right here in LeGrand. Today's sports show, it's not going to be too long. There's just a few things to talk about, and I'm going to get straight into my guest. LHS Softball yesterday dropped a heartbreaker at home, 5-0 to Pendleton. The good thing is, though, tomorrow, senior day for baseball and softball up at the high school. The boys will celebrate senior day at 1:20 on the field. We're going to live stream it right here. And then the girls will celebrate senior day in between games. So my plan for tomorrow is I'm going to live stream the first boys game that starts at 2 and their senior stuff before. And then I'm going to move the camera over to the girls game in between the two games and then live stream the girls senior stuff and their second game. And they're playing Baker. It's senior day. So get out there and support our Tigers. My guest for today, she's been on the show. She was on the show a month ago. This team is rallying. They're really good. They tied the school record in the CCC tournament. And like I said, they're getting ready to go to Oklahoma City. This is EOU softball coach Nicole Christian. Here it is. What's up?
Hey, Dodds. How are you?
I'm good. I'm going to tell you again. You started a trend with your softball players. They're the only people that call me Dodds. All of them now. Like I'll post a picture and tag one of them, and they'll say, "Thanks, Dodds." Everybody else adds the Y. Is that planned?
No, not at all. They just go with it.
All right, let's talk about the end of the season. I had you on like a month ago. You had, obviously record tying 41 wins. So, we got to keep people updated. The sweep at OIT. Tell me about it. Man,
it feels like forever ago because it's been just a blur of what we've been going on and going through this past couple of weeks. But we had 6 games left. We knew OIT was going to be the top team. They've been ranked top 4 at one point. They were number 1 in the nation, and we scout them. Everybody in our conference knows each other. Coming to our place, it's a long trip. We've made a lot of long trips this year. They had to, be in a bus forever, come down, face weather, actually, which was pretty nice for softball games here at Eastern. But just knowing the type of caliber team that we were going to face, we were excited to have them. We also knew there was no pressure on us. We talked about all year just going out and playing our games. And then that when they were coming into our place, they had all the pressure in the world. They had to win the games. It's hard to stay on top at number 1. And we've talked about that. Once you're there, that's the biggest pressure, you can't afford to lose or someone's going to come up. And so the girls just played outstanding. It was awesome to watch. From the bench excitement to girls getting in and just executing and doing their jobs, whether it was a base hit or, a walk at a key time. They just played lights out, and it was awesome to watch. And I'm so excited that our fans here in LeGrand got to see that type of ball played on our field again, because it's been awesome to watch these girls play.
Well, that was senior weekend, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the seniors real quick, like what they've meant to this team.
Man, 8 seniors. When I first got here, you're not too sure of the type of athletes that were recruited before you by the other coaches, and you go through that transition. And some of these seniors were here before I got here, but they've just been that backbone. We've talked about changing the face of EOU softball. And I know the last time that they were at nationals was 2018. And then obviously before that, it was when I played. And so it's been a stint. Yeah, 99, 2000. And so it's been a brief time where softball's just been consistently good and people are excited about it. And these seniors have really just embraced the change, with new coaching staff, trusting our philosophy and going with it, and just, working hard every day and putting in the time. And We came in this season, I think everybody put us at 4th or 5th in our conference. Probably not expecting 41 wins. We got key newcomers in. Our defense has been pretty solid, and our pitchers, we're a heavy senior pitching class, and they've got some defense behind them that has allowed them to just excel and be able to go out and do their job, and they don't really have to worry about the small things that maybe they had to in the past. And so just having that support behind our pitching staff and those seniors and that experience. We've got JUCO transfers. Taylor was here all 4 years. And so we're missing a couple, those pieces where they've been here. They've been with the growth of the program for the past 3 years. And Taylor's graduating early with credits and stuff. And so we're just missing a lot of key leadership. Girls you can't replace. But I'm excited for what they've done for the face of softball, and the juniors and the sophomores and the freshmen here now. They're understanding like, heck yeah, the change is coming. Let's continue to be successful and be a face of a successful program at Eastern Oregon University.
Yeah. Well, you probably know, but Taylor will always have a soft spot in my heart because she was my first softball player ever on my show.
Yeah, Taylor's just awesome. She's whatever she needs to do, whether it's on the field, at the plate, outside of, just softball stuff. I think I talked before, doing all my recruiting visits, campus visits, team leader, she's just the one. You don't come across those type of athletes that often, and we're sad she's leaving, but we're super excited for her future and going beyond softball and starting her career.
Yeah. So we sweep OIT at home the next weekend, right? We go to Carroll. What are you thinking on the way to Carroll? Like, you got to know in the back of your head that there's a possibility that we're going to lose one of those games.
Yeah.
It's a long trip.
It's a long trip. Weather. They've got one solid pitcher that have picked up wins between OIT, some other tough schools. And it's their senior weekend. It's just a lot going on. And I told our coaches, after that first loss to them, I said, this was the first time I've seen our girls play tight and nervous. And obviously we had the title on the line, and they just could not get over to make that next great play. We had one bad inning, just played out of characteristic for us on defense. And Carroll's a good enough team. They were in one of those teams that were in the bubble to go to this tournament. They were right there with 11 wins, and I think they lost the head-to-head to UBC or Corbin. And so they weren't a bottom of the barrel team. It wasn't like a team that's had 2 wins. We knew it was going to be tough. Luckily, our girls rallied and came back and won the next 2. They easily could have said, yeah, we just lost the CCC tournament. Birth to nationals, we didn't win conference, but it showed a lot of resilience for them to come back, play 3 games in one day. We did not plan on that, and then get the next weather. 2 wins. So very proud of them. It happens. You got to have those games in your back pocket when you get to this next level. Remember what it felt like to lose. You stay humble and take care of those games. Just go out and play softball. And we tried to talk to him about every game up to this point's been a big game. It just maybe not felt like it, but for us to get to 40 wins or get to a tournament, to get this national bid were really big games, because you don't get to this point without winning the games before that.
No. Okay. So we hit the road. It's another long trip, CCC tournament. We cruised past Corbin. I mean, we handled them, no problem. Southern, what was that like? The defending national champions.
Yeah, we were ready to face Southern. For those that didn't know, we went down to Southern super sick, coming off of the flu bug. I've never seen it wipe out a team. We weren't even sure we were going to have enough be healthy at that point to leave to go play them. And luckily with the weather, the coach pushed it to Saturday, Sunday, and it gave us one more day of just hopefully some of these girls are feeling better. And we went down there and got our first win against Southern in a long time, and we were so excited. And then you could just feel the energy from all the players. They just did not have it. They were exhausted, their bodies, they just didn't have it. And then we got killed the next 2 games against Southern. And so we were ready for redemption. They had not seen us 100%, and we knew that. And I don't know if they knew that. And so coming in, it's funny. Obviously, we've got a great pitching staff. We've got 3 or 4 girls that have done a lot of work for us. And then our closing staff has done great, coming in relief, inning, 2 batters, whatever we need them for. But we went into this tournament saying we've got to win games, and we were going to go with Amanda. And so I think it was Woody said, hey, did you see Southern's coaches when we started Amanda against Corbin? They were high-fiving each other. And so I think in their mind, we weren't going to throw Amanda game 2. And at this point, we had to go after wins, and we threw Amanda, and you could definitely tell, Amanda shut down the player of the year for Donovan. And we took out their newcomer and first team pitcher, Kayla Williams, off the mound. And that's always been our goal, knowing, okay, they've got one pitcher. Our goal is to knock them off the mound and make them go to their bench. And once we do that, then we know we've got it. And so that was, one of our goals is to get to Kayla, who we really struggled against game 2 and 3 down there in Southern. And so we knew she was probably going to throw Kayla against us. And, we've scouted them. We know their speed. We know who is their best hitters. But it was bittersweet for them to strike out Donovan, player of the year. Amanda's had her number. We just talk about Donovan's kryptonite. So it's been pretty cool that we had that opportunity to give them their first loss in the tournament and put them in the losers bracket.
Amanda had an awesome season too. I love that you still have a little baseball in you, because you call it a mound.
I know.
I love it, dude. I love it. Like, I always catch myself correcting myself. It's a circle.
Yeah.
It's a circle. It's not. But you got that baseball in you a little bit.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so we go next game after Southern. Man, what a tough tournament. Regardless, you play the defending national champs. And then all of a sudden you got to turn around and play the number 4 team in the country, right?
Yeah, number 4 team in the country, which I still think they could be up there in 1 or 2 too. Yeah, I mean, our conference is tough, and I think that's why we're excited about going into this tournament at nationals, because we've seen some of the top pitchers in the nation, and we've hit some of the top pitchers in the nation. We got put in Oklahoma's bracket. They've been at number 1 as well. I think they're 2 or 3 right now in the nation. And Texarkana is not anything low. They've got a top pitcher, and we've been scouting her.
They got a pitcher. They do.
Yeah, they definitely have a pitcher. It's the battle of the lefties. Definitely feel like this game 1 will be a powerhouse for pitching. But I definitely will put my money on our defense behind our pitchers any day. And I think that's what we've got over them is the defense behind our pitching staff, and then just the bats. And we've seen tough pitching all year long. So we've seen lefties, we've seen, the righties for OIT, Southern. And so we're excited about our matchup for game 1. But OIT, it's tough. It's going to be a battle. It's going to come down to who gives up a run first, or who just doesn't execute with runners on. And there's definitely a couple times we just left too many runners on. And it comes down to against good teams, you can't leave those runners on base. You got to push those runs across. And unfortunately, we just had a couple opportunities that slid through our fingers. And that's how it goes. I mean, that's the game of softball. You lose by 1 run. Game of inches, foul ball gets called fair, whatever. It was a great game, though. Our pitching staff came in, did exactly what we wanted them to do, is keep us in the game. We were trying to give Amanda a day's rest, knowing that no matter what, we were playing Sunday for an opportunity to come back. And so it was just one of those things, we just couldn't get that timely hit to go ahead of OIT.
Right. Which, what you talk about the 1-run games and leaving runners on, that's really hard too. People don't understand. We played 2/3 of our games on the road.
Yeah.
Almost. I mean, including some home games.
Yeah.
So that's where, it kind of makes it tough. Like you're always on the road, and plus long trips. It's not like you're just going, over the mountain. No, we're talking like Carroll, Southern. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just they're all just long trips, and it's been a long grind. Right now we're sitting tied with Angie, right? 41.
Yeah.
41. You were on that team.
I was.
Yeah. We can still break it.
I know. I have a feeling. I have a feeling it will go down this weekend. I think.
I do too.
This group, the confidence they have, watching them in that video when we, got nominated, and
we're
getting
gonna watch that in a minute. That
second chance. It's just that passion they have for the game. Parents, everybody, we're not done. We're not done. We're not done. Before the live feed that you're about to play up here on the screen, we had parents in the live feed for the NAIA Go Mounties. They were in there typing away. That even though they weren't in that room with us, there was a ton of our parents and fans watching that live feed, and I'm sure going through the same stress that we've been through, waiting to the very last time before they announced it. It just sums it up. They waited to the last bracket before they announced us, and
right. That was
everybody's just getting
balls.
I know, people are just white faced. They're gripping each other's hands, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And I think I looked at Coach Terry and I was like, that's 7. Okay, well there goes 7. We just kept counting, and the brackets were sliding off. And I think when OIT went up in Southern, everybody did not want that bracket. I mean, it didn't matter. They're like, we could go anywhere else. We don't care. We just don't want to have to see someone else or go to those 2 spots because we've already been there this year.
Yeah, I heard the girls talking about it like out amongst themselves.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. I've never been to Oklahoma City. I'm not sure how many have in our group. This whole year we've talked about being underestimated and making some noise in the NAIA, and well, we have our shot. We get to go down, and if we take care of business game 1, we have the chance of playing the number 1 team, number 2 team in the nation. And that's what it's all about, is going in there and competing. So we're super excited.
Let's take a look.
Just 1 bracket remaining as we head to the Oklahoma City bracket, where the number 2 seed are the Mountaineers.
You know how many times I've watched that video? I'm not joking.
Me too. It's
a lot.
It's pretty awesome just to see their reaction and all their hard work paid off. And that's, I don't know how many times us as coaches just sat there and said, man, it can't end here. Like, these girls deserve another shot. And just seeing that, I was like, heck yeah, their hard work, everything we've done this year, it's been rewarded by giving us that one more shot to go and possibly still bake a ton of noise in the NAIA. We weren't ranked all year. And I think I told the girls, you guys remind me of when I played. We got down to nationals that year that we took 4th. And I remember our announcing guy in the booth said everybody was saying, what the heck is Eastern Oregon doing here? And one by one, their radio crews of teams that got knocked out were leaving his thing, and he just sat there and smiled and said, this is why we're here. Yeah. And so I just think there's still people, they're going to overlook us. They're not going to know, they're going to question why we're here. Throughout your life, you're always going to get those, like, why are you here? What are you doing? You don't deserve to be here.
So record-breaking season, obviously. Well, okay, so record-tying season as of now.
Yes.
One of the best seasons in EOU softball history. And when you got hired, I don't know if you know how excited I was because I knew the culture was going to change. I knew that Nicole Christian wins. I mean, you have a proven track record. I mean, it's not only as a player but as a coach, and this is like what I was looking forward to when you got hired. We're already there. It's crazy.
It's definitely awesome. You know, I love my coaching staff. I think we just work well together. They put up with my stress of constantly going back and forth. Like, should I have done that? Should I just calm down, kind of thing, you know? But that's the thing. Like, we talk about Mountie family. Um, we have that instilled in our players and our coaching staff, our parents. I mean, I just can't talk enough about how awesome our culture, just in our family, and our players' parents, their grandparents are traveling to Oklahoma. You know, we've got. I put a message and just trying to see how many parents are going, and I think we have 12 different sets going to Oklahoma. You know, they're like on it. They're ready to be Mountie Nation loud and proud. And so it's just one of those things that it takes a while to build that culture. And you know, I learned from one of the best in regards to team building culture, and that's being Angie. And you know, and ever since I came here, I've instilled that everywhere I've gone. And obviously, you're always nervous coming to the next stage. I mean, I've been at the JUCO for a little bit, went to the high school, and then getting my opportunity here has been something I always said I wanted to come back and be a part of at EOU and coach here. And so it's just, first year really was hard because of COVID, and second year, I felt like last year it still was just, man, we were worried about regulations and making sure we're healthy, and not enjoying softball as much as you possibly could in regards to all the rules we had to follow just so our girls could play.
Yeah.
And I think it was this year we went to, I think it was Northwest maybe, and we got to sit down in a restaurant. And Dodds, I think all the girls kind of had a moment where they're like, this is the first time in 3 years we've sat down together
So crazy
in a restaurant. And it's just those things that we're so thankful for, that we're starting to get back to not have our masks, enjoy softball, be crazy in the dugouts, because that's what it's about. When these girls have fun, I mean, they've got their rally caps on,
I
their
love
glasses. You know, we got to figure out how we're going to get that to Oklahoma. We got to put in.
It has to have its own bag. Yeah,
I know we're going to have a hat bag, prop bag, but that's what it's about. Like, they need to enjoy. They're having fun and being successful, and that's what we talk about. We try not to put that stress on them. They already put that on them themselves. I was the same way as an athlete. And so, you know, we've got those girls that constantly strive to be better. They push each other. They take extra cuts. And so just being able to watch these girls work and sit back and enjoy it, you know, like, we can give them the tools. We talk about our opponents. We scout them this year, which has, I think, been helpful, giving them as much info as we can. And going in and going to battle. And that's, we said, every game from here on out, it's not going to be easy, and it's going to be whoever can step up and win that battle. So
yeah. When you talk about the parents, and I'll get you out of here in just a minute, being awesome, I want to read you a message that I got, because I've gotten kind of close with some of the parents. I always do in all the sports. But this is the kind of stuff that happens that doesn't have to happen. And this is when like, the team has full support too. I don't need to tell you the people's name. Everybody's going to know who it is anyways. He says, buddy, thank you for all that you do for these athletes. You make it possible for all of us that can't be there with them to share the experience. You'll never know how much it really means to us. I'm in debt to you 100 Camels and unlimited Diet Cokes, or just possibly a drop bag of goodies. Thank you, brother. And so that's the kind of parents we're dealing with. Like, he didn't have to do that. Like, I would never even expect that. But that's the kind of culture there is in EOU softball right now.
Yeah, and I love it. We've got parents coming down. man, they've reached out, they've sent money to help, for dinners. They've hosted dinners. They've taken us to restaurants and paid for our dinners. And it's just like, they don't have to do that. And it's just been awesome that they want to help out any way possible if they can't go, or, like there's in California, we had parents setting up sandwich stations in between games. They went out and got stuff. We're at Warner Pack sandwich stations. We got back from our practice at OIT Friday night, and one of the moms and grandmas made gift baskets for every single girl and
So
coach
awesome.
staff. It's just those things that it's just awesome. You can't thank the parents enough. You can't thank them for raising amazing young women. Those are our future. They're doing great things on the field and, doing great things in the classroom. And so we're super excited that they chose Eastern. We continue to look for those great kids in the classroom, and then just overall great parents. We're going to have 3 sets of sisters next year. So we're super.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. So it's like one of those things where we really do talk about being a Mountie and the family, and like we, again, in Montana, we had another family invite us to their house and put on a big dinner for them. And it's just, family's awesome. And that support, I haven't seen that in a while. It's getting bigger, and it's just, it's just kind of nice to see.
That's awesome. Eastern Oregon, she's Hall of Famer, filled up the record books as a player, and now she's looking to fill it up as a coach. And we're on our way.
Heck yes.
Let's kick some ass in Oklahoma City.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Nicole.
Thanks, Dodds.
Thanks, Nicole. I appreciate you. Long time friendship, and you give me full access to everything, and I appreciate that 100%. Yeah, like I said, short show today. The EOU track team is on the road. I think they're going to Ashland this weekend for the CCC tournament, CCC championships. Our own Benny Welch will be running in the steeplechase, and he'll look to break 10 minutes for the first time in his career. So let's go, Benny. Let's do it. None of this is possible, though, without Rock & Sons Tire and Auto. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. JB's track record when it comes to working on cars and quality of service is unparalleled. Rock & Sons Tire and Auto, east end of Adams and LeGrand. Go see JB and the boys. Eastern Oregon. That's all I got for you on a Thursday. I appreciate you. I'm Dodsy, and I'm out.